This is Scott. This video is coming out on Labor Day, and we are going to do something a little bit different today. Even though I've never done it before, we're going to try a blind test. I don't know what's what and what's glass, but we're going to discuss Pinot Noir, one from the Russian River Valley out of California, the other from the Willamette Valley out of Oregon. Kirkland Signature head-to-head battle. Stay tuned. Hey, good afternoon. This is Scott with the Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast. And yes, I have two glasses of wine in front of me today. But first, you are tuned into YouTube's primary channel where we are discussing Washington State wines and spirits, but not exclusively. And today is one of those days. But we are discussing a Washington State business. Everybody's familiar with Costco. Well, they're located just out of Issaquah, Washington, and they have such buying power that they can go ahead and purchase wines from all over the world, rebottle it under the Kirkland Signature brand, and today we're going to discuss two Pinot Noirs. Now, if you remember right, many months ago, I reviewed a Pinot Noir out of California. I believe it was Olima. And Pinot Noir is really one of those finicky wine grapes that producers, you either love or hate it. Obviously, consumers love it, and I guess you can thank the movie Sideways for that. But there's a lot of discussion about can Kirkland Signature wine be any good? And with Pinot Noir, obviously, Costco is really trying to get the best for what they can and offer it for the lowest price available. Now, both these bottles are available at Costco. It is hit and miss as to whether or not you can find them. They typically run, I believe, it's either $12 or $15 a bottle at Costco, depending on when it's released. Now, I don't know what glass holds which Pinot. I do have one marked with a little wine dangly, which obviously you can get those and you put them on your glass when you're at a party, figure out which one's which. So, that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at them. Now, I'm going to be using, Madeline Puckett has not only her Magnum edition, but she has her wine tasting journal out. In the very back of this is this little color sheet to help determine what the color is on the wine. So this wine here without the dangly, this is definitely a ruby color. No artifacts, though it is not very translucent. It is relatively dark ruby. So let's go ahead, take a nose on this one here. This one here has hints of vanilla, raspberry, a little bit of earth to it, almost like truffles. Now, the last time, and I don't know, the last time I had a Pinot Noir that had truffles with it, I would say that was more of an Oregon style Pinot. But it all depends on how it's situated too. Now, as you guys know, Pinot grows in the United States pretty much exclusively in Oregon and California. Washington has a very small area that grows Pinot, but it's not very well known. Let's go with number 2 here. Number 2 is more of a garnet, and it is much more translucent than wine number A. So let's go ahead and take a nose on this one here. This is much more cherry, much more leather, much more vanilla too. Oh, a little bit of strawberry in this one. Interesting. All right, let me go ahead and set this off to the side here. Let's go ahead and take a sip of this one here first. The fruit really comes out on this one here. But what stands out is definitely that earthen truffle. Almost like a fresh compost. It's not an unpleasant smell. Not an unpleasant taste either. It's just that fresh, mossy, earthy, mushroomy type of flavor to it. It's actually very pleasant. And I like to use the word funky when I get that type of flavor. I'm kind of leaning towards that a little bit, but then again, I haven't tasted the other one yet either. So let me go ahead and cleanse my palate. I use, for those that saw my Chick-fil-A and Popeye's chicken, I always use San Pellegrino for cleansing my palate because it's mineral water and it's sparkling. So now the one thing with this one here, the finish on it was, I would say, relatively short. The fruit was there, but it just kind of blended into that, to the earthiness, the funkiness, and there was almost no spice notes to it. So let's go into this one here. This one here has much more fruit forward to it. The fruits that I described before, especially the strawberry is coming on strong. The leather, there's a leather vanilla note that I'm getting. It's also a little bit more tannic. Now, typically Pinots are not very tannic, but this one here is definitely a little bit more tannic than this one. The acidity on both of them is relatively mild. I would say that this is more of a light-bodied Pinot, even with the funkiness. This one here is a little bit heavier bodied, and the finish is a little bit longer on it. Let me go ahead and sip that one more time. By the way, I got to thank my wife today. She is my cameraman, camera person, camera, whatever you want to do. I know some of you are overly sensitive, so I got to make sure I say all the proper pronouns. But she's looking at me going, why do you have 2 glasses of wine and I have none? Anyways, all right. Yeah, this one's definitely more funk. This one here, definitely more fruity and more tannic. Boy, I gotta tell you, both are very good representations of Pinot Noir. Determine what's the winner, and you know, I like the funkiness of this one here. This one here, I think, is more of a representation of what a Pinot should be, with the fruits, the finish. I mean, this one here, if I want to do an exploration and probably sit down for an hour with this one here to see if I can maybe draw out a little bit more of the fruits. Now, I did have these in my wine refrigerator. It's set at 54 degrees. I've had them set out now for about 30 minutes to warm them up a little bit closer to room temperature. That might be affecting the temperature a little, or the flavors a little bit, but I think overall I like this one. I would give this one an 84 out of 100, but as a more of a representation of what a Pinot, I've got to actually choose this one here. It's a little bit more fruit forward, the leather in it, the vanilla, and it's a little bit longer finish. I'm going to give this one an 86 or an 87 out of 100. I don't know which one is which. Corey, what is the one with the dangly?
The Russian River.
I chose a California Pinot Noir. And my wife is chuckling in the background because I'm not a big California fan. But let's be honest, California produces excellent wines. So this is the Russian River. And what I'm excited about is I nailed the funkiness of Oregon wines. That truffle, really kind of comes out. Anyways, listen, folks, thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and finish both of these glasses. My wife obviously wants a glass of one of these before we go out tonight. I'm going to have to let her choose which one she wants. Anyways, if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Have you had either the Russian River Pinot Noir or the Willamette Valley Pinot Noir? By the way, the Russian River, this is a 2017. The Willamette Valley is a 2016. The Russian River sits at 13.9% alcohol by volume. The Willamette Valley sits at 14.3%, so slightly higher. Have you had either one of these wines? Have you had them? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you like either one of them? Do you dislike either one of them? Is there another Pinot Noir that you think at that price range? Remember, Costco sells these for about $12 to $15 a bottle, depending on where you're at. And a lot of times, by the way, I found both these bottles in the same bin. So when you see the Costco Kirkland Signature Pinot Noir, dig through the bin. They may be mixed up like they were at my local Costco. Anyways, so go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this kind of content, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon right after that. That way, when I do have wine reviews and whiskey reviews, you know, when I upload them, you guys are going to get notified. So anyways, thank you very much. I don't know how I'm going to cheer this one because normally it's, if you double fist a wine, it kind of is odd looking. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Russian River one right here. And as always, please drink responsibly. I've not had any other alcohol prior to this today, so it's just how fast my tongue is moving. Anyways, please drink responsibly. And as always, life is too short for either bad wine or bad whiskey. Cheers. Time to get my wife a glass.